So, good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining in today for the grand finale of our festival, the final day today. And it's all about creating the future with consciousness. And we have some really awesome speakers with us today. But first, we will go with Dr. Nupur's rune reading for the day and see how it connects to the theme of the day. Yes, over to you, Nupurji.
Thank you, Minuji, for giving me this platform and this floor for reading a rune, a beautiful rune. And this is a very ancient technique of predicting our future and a guiding tool to go about our life journey. And today's rune is very beautiful. It should be very beautiful. Just leave it to God, to divination. This is an ancient Nordic divination. And there are ancient alphabets which tells about beautiful future, or they guide us about our life journey. So let's take out one rune. And this is the rune which I have in my hand in a bag. And let me take out one rune for today. Hear the sound, beautiful sound. Let's take out the rune. This is the rune. Oh, great. This is the rune. You can see this. This is Mannas. Mannas reminds us of importance of human connection and collaboration. It encourages us to build strong relationship and work together, which we are doing it now. Work together effectively and find our place within a community by embracing the positive aspects of Mannas. Mannas is the rune which binds us together. And today, after so many days, 6 days of festival, we are bonded in a beautiful, beautiful bonding, which is really very beautiful, and it will take us to more journeys together. And we can create a more harmonious and supportive world by sharing our knowledge, by implementing in us, by transforming ourselves, and also, awaken our consciousness and improve it and touch the divine heights. So this is what this rune Manaj says. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Nupurji, for that. And it's really laying the foundation for a collaboration for co-creating the future. Thank you so much. So I now invite the first guest of the evening. This is Meenu Mariel. Most of us are familiar with her. And she is an awesome visionary. And her life is all about inspiring the world through like restoring dignity for the people. And she's really committed to her work of mentoring people to be inspired human beings. And she's a thought leader and introducing the world to World Dignity Forum, a conscious parallel to World Economic Forum. And she's got a long line of awards and acclaims to her credit. She's a wonderful author as well. Her B book is awesome. It really, you could see a directory for energizing our lives. So it's a wonderful thing. She is here today to talk about how the frontiers of consciousness to create future. So I invite you, Minuji, now to give us tips. How can we create that future? So it's over to you now.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you. And first of all, congratulations to Mavin for another powerful, impactful, deep, and expansive spiritual festival. So thank you so much for, creating this amazing container that will continue to inspire and touch, move, and inspire us forevermore. Deep gratitude to technology platforms that enable us to do that ongoingly as well. So today's session, consciousness that can inspire our future. And what I'm guided to do is to really go into what is the foundation that we are standing on as we look to the future. And it is this foundation that can become a springboard, or it can become a quicksand. It can become a springboard that can really catapult us to a whole new vantage. And if we don't understand what's actually going on and we allow ourselves to be engulfed by it, it literally engulfs us and we implode within ourselves into what I would call as quicksand. So what I'm talking about is what is a body of work that I call as the 10 commandments of the new world. We have entered the new world, if you weren't already aware of that. We certainly, you all are, because you've been participating in works like this, which just would not be possible or feasible only a short time ago. So the level of consciousness, this vibrational frequency of conscious awareness within humans is rising across the world. And that consciousness is enabled by a shift in what makes up the foundation upon which this new world is built. I often talk about this, but today my guidance is, if you're talking about future and if you're talking about consciousness being readied up to step into that future, then let's really engage with the 10 commandments. These 10 commandments are akin to Moses' 10 commandments for a way of conducting your life, except that these 10 commandments are much more about what the foundation is upon which we are building our lives. So the first thing I want to talk about is, just so that we are all on the same page around what's in your future. What lies in your future? What lies in your future is really your past. Because the future doesn't exist and the past doesn't exist. Past has been and gone, and the future is an imaginary reality that we define. And we define that imaginary reality based on our experiences of the past. So the only thing that is real is here and now, which is the moment. So that's just something for us to know. And rather than create goals that you go for, a goal is something that you aspire to, which means you're anchoring within you the fact at a knowing level that that goal doesn't actually exist. And I'm here aspiring to that goal. You can instead have a very different way of looking at what it is that you wish to accomplish, cause, and make happen in the world. And that becomes your intention. Your intention is present in the now. It's not a goal. Your intention is a declaration of what's possible. And it is with that intention, when you take your steps forward, knowing what I'm about to share as the 10 commandments, that intention becomes a resolve, which is already solved. So there's lots of nuances around resolve. I'm not here to talk about that, but I just wanted to really bring us all on the same page. Let's be here and now, use this approach of declaring an intention and operating from that intention, allowing that intention to become your resolve. So the 10 commandments. The first one is, uncertainty is what's certain. We spend a lot of our life attempting to get certain, trying to get certain about things. We do lots of investigation, research, statistics, and a variety of things, matching horoscopes when it comes to relationships in India, variety of things, just to get certainty. The bottom line is, at a foundation level, we are in a realm where uncertainty is the only thing that is certain. I mean, I'm in Dubai right now, was in India on the 15th. And I went to India because I just had 2 days of work. Then I have a whole host of stuff to happen in Dubai. I went there on the 15th, 16th night, I was meant to leave and come back to Dubai. I get to the airport on the 16th, and lo and behold, there is this storm. Now, we've heard of storms and they seed it, and they're pretty strong, and some water clogging happens. Little did we realize that this one was different. Yeah, it only lasted a day, it only lasted 6 hours, but it completely brought everything to a standstill. I mean, there was like widespread destruction. So I didn't get back on the 16th. I didn't get back on the 17th. I got back on the 19th of April. And even at that time, couldn't get into Dubai airport. Can you imagine? Because it was completely flooded. So uncertainty is certain. The thing that we were certain about is that we're never going to have this flood issue here. And lo and behold, it occurred. Now, how do you deal with that? How do you deal with living your life moment by moment, holding an intention as you move towards your future, knowing that uncertainty is certain? It can be very destabilizing for a lot of people. In amidst this uncertainty, you will always find something that you can be certain about. So just anchor yourself to those 2 or 3 things. So the way I look at it is, while I'm breathing, I have the gift of life. I'm certain about that. At the moment that breath stops, the gift of life is gone. I'm certain about that. I'm certain about being able to recover from any major debacle that takes place. I've developed that mental resolve within myself. I'm certain about that. Now, just 2 or 3 things that you're certain about, you remain anchored in that, then you can just allow yourself to flow. Being agile, being responsive, as opposed to reactive when moments of uncertainty arise. The second commandment is unknown is the known. There are many things you know. There are many things you don't know. Where the realm that we are operating in is the realm of you don't know, you don't know. There are many things you don't even know that you don't know. And that's the realm at a foundation level. So you can imagine if you find a way of getting comfortable with I don't know, it becomes a source of strength and power that unlocks a very beautiful generosity in the context of the flow of energy that starts to flow through you, that people automatically start to feel comforted in your presence. And all of us, the good news is we've all gone through the Corona times. So many aspects of what occurred during those times were in the realm of I don't know, I don't know. And we've come out of that stronger, more connected, more relatable even. Just like a family that comes out from a crisis bonds very beautifully together. Family or friends, when you go through a crisis and you come out the other side, there's an amazing level of bondage that takes place, a beautiful one. We are in that realm as humanity at large. The third one is change is constant. It's not a realm of rapid change. It is a realm of constant change. The bottom line is it always was constant. However, we didn't necessarily see it that way. We saw there was a lot of rapid changes taking place, and you had the time to adapt to those changes. I'm saying to you, the change is constant. So the way to deal with a situation where change is constant is to keep your finger on the pulse in terms of what it is that you are experiencing or vibrating or feeling in each moment. If you're able to keep your finger on that pulse, this is where I am right now. All you have to do is acknowledge, nothing more than that. The moment you're able to acknowledge the good, then that multiplies. The moment you acknowledge whatever it is that might be distressing you, that, like a weed killer, is removed. Keeping your finger on the pulse of what's so right here, right now, is the way to deal with change as constant. And the fourth one is taking nothing for granted. That is the modus operandi. What does that call for? When you're living your life taking nothing for granted, it calls for you to be fully present, stationed in presence. And when you are present, you are actually connected to yourself. When you are connected to yourself and you are present in front of another, they feel your presence, they feel received, they feel listened to, they feel they belong. And the kind of connections, the kind of relationships that blossom out of that are off the charts. You can imagine, take nothing for granted as the modus operandi in your businesses, where, okay, you have your plan and you have a way in which you're working that plan, and that's all good, and you take nothing for granted, which means you keep track of what's going on and how and when your intervention is called for. There is a vitality, there is an energy, there is a life force that moves through the individuals that take nothing for granted. The other thing that happens when you take nothing for granted is you can become so appreciative of what has occurred because you notice the nuances of what just happened when you take nothing for granted. All the way from, love making with your intimate partner, where you become fully present to every little action, to you speaking at a summit online or offline, you connect at a level of depth that enables all that are engaged in it to blossom. The fifth one is there is a shift. There is a shift from survival to thriving. So it's not about the survival instinct. It really is about developing your thriving instinct. It's not about survival strategies. It's about thriving strategies. Because when you're thriving, survival is taken care of. Not only your survival, but that of the planet itself is taken care of. And that is what exists. The planet is supportive of thriving instincts, thriving strategies. And when you start thriving, you create room for everyone to also thrive. But when you're barely surviving, then you're gasping for breath. Then it's like, you've got to get what you require to survive. There is this propagation of what's lacking. And that's why I say where we are and what I'm sharing with you, this can catapult you into a whole new level, or it can become implosive and you can go into what I call as daldal or quicksand. The sixth one is another shift. It is a shift from sustainable to regenerative. A lot of talk about sustainability, which is great. It's better than what it was before. And regenerative creates a very different level of vitality and flow, because regenerative basically means if you're going to focus your attention, being fully present on anything, you get that done, the way you act with it, the way you address it, you will address it in such a way that it starts to regenerate, so that next time you focus your attention on something else. You develop a strategy that is sustainable. You have to keep moving like a hamster on a wheel to keep it sustainable, to keep sustaining it. Regenerative, you calls for a very different approach. And I've implemented this with, my business mentees as much as I have with some very evolved spiritual teachers as well. The moment they go into regenerative, how they go about having social impact, or developing a growth strategy for the business is very, very different. So look at it for yourself. how can I address this today so my energy and my time and my resources applied once can continually regenerate this so that the next time I don't have to allocate the same resources on what I've just done. I can actually grow from there. The eighth one is unconditional acceptance is that WD-40, that very special lubricant that enables infinite expansion. Unconditional acceptance of all that is the lubricant for infinite expansion, which allows you to live a life without compromise. Doesn't mean you condone anything that you don't believe is in service of your highest good or service of the planet. It is calling for acknowledging what has occurred, acknowledging yourself and how you feel about it, and then making a conscious choice rather than groveling in it, rather than being attached to those points of opinion or judgment. You unconditionally accept all that is so that you can freely develop a strategy for moving forward. The eighth one is an up-leveling. There's an up-leveling from alignment to flow to coherence. It's pretty cool if you're working with an aligned team, if your family members are aligned to what your vision is for the family or what your vision is for the world. If those members of your team, those members of your family, not only are aligned, but actually find a way of flowing in that which allows them to find their own joy and happiness. So they're flowing in their own joy. How amazing would that be? And what if each of those members of your team were completely coherent with what it is that they stand for? What is it that they want to do and contribute on the planet? That's the up-leveling that is available to you at a foundation level. So when you are creating a team, whatever level that team may be, find that which motivates your team, each of the team members. What is it that they stand for? Let them think it through. Because they have an opportunity to very rapidly, as they work on your project, to go from being aligned to being in flow to becoming coherent. And the 10th commandment is an up-leveling from fantastic results to extraordinary results. Extraordinary results are unprecedented performance, operational excellence, and transforming quality of life. For you as the individual, for your stakeholders, which includes your family and friends, and other people that are vested in you achieving your success, and the planet itself. Extraordinary results is where you have your finger on the pulse and you run these three things in parallel. And therefore, you're able to accomplish anything that you declare with ease, with joy, with grace. Because you are focused on you as a leader, you are paying attention and are diligent about your stakeholders. So your family also is very much a part of that. And you are also up-leveling quality of life on the planet. Those are the 10 commandments, and they're here to stay. These 10 commandments define this new age. You have an opportunity, I have an opportunity to really leverage these, because these exist at a foundation level. There's another switch, which is a switch from command and control to collaborative co-creation of coexistence. It's no longer about command and control. It is about collaborative co-creation of coexistence. We are going back and moving forward from the origin itself. When this planet was created, it literally was a playground of collaborative co-creation of coexistence. The moment humans introduced money, command and control came in. And command and control literally started getting one thing after another out of control. And we thought commanding and taking charge was a way of dealing with it. And it just hasn't proven that way. Now, at a foundation level, it's about collaborative co-creation of coexistence. So over to you, Meenuji. I'm open for any questions. It's a very fast going through the 10 commandments. I've spent 2-day immersive sessions on this and what it means for people's lives and businesses. And here I'm just sharing them as a tapestry. So over to you.
Thank you so much for that, Meenuji. Very enlightening and very interesting as well. So, Dr. Nupur had something to say before we go on to the question answers. Yes, Nupurji.
Meenuji, it was a very, very beautiful explanation of from survival instincts to commandment and to collaboration. So you recently faced this Dubai incident about rains and storms. I would like to quote about two people with two different approaches. So it is real incident that happened and it was quoted to me. One was my patient who was stuck with his family at the airport. Okay, he was all tensed up. His family was tensed up how to go back and all that stuff. And he was literally, he didn't know what is going on, what will happen next. So he was supposed to come back to India. So his was very tense up situation and he didn't know, he was confused what then. And in the milieu, his luggage was also misplaced and all that stuff. So on the whole, they were tense. Now, another incident was one young businessman, he traveled from India to Dubai in the storm. And his approach was he walked in the storm with knee-deep water, reached his hotel where there was no light, no food, and he survived on packets of chips in the refrigerator. And only next day they could get some food or something. So two different approach. How do you say, how do you explain about this?
Yeah. So there's something that I often say, Nupurji, which is whatever we give energy to, you get more of. And who is it that gives you more of that? It really is the universe, just multiplies it. So if I was to look at the person who walked through the storm and got to his hotel, he was he came at it from intention. There was no if or but about it. He already was in the air. He was going to land and he was going to get to his, he was intentional that it's all going to turn out finally. And it did, one way or another. If despite no light and all of that, he would have climbed upstairs. It's not that straightforward. Everybody's used to living in high rises here, right? Now, the other couple started getting anxious.
Yes.
And then they didn't, because you couldn't imagine what to be anxious about other than kya hoga, what would happen, uncertainty, because there was no certainty there. It was all unknown because nobody knew how to deal with this thing. You couldn't take anything for granted. So they literally went the other direction. So they lost their own flow. And then, even they went out of alignment. It went from thriving to actually surviving. And then they were barely surviving. That's something that occurred energetically for them. That's really what happened, because both of those stories were playing out at the same time. In my case, there were people who were screaming, shouting and stuff in Mumbai. I mean, what can you do? What is the point of screaming and shouting at the airlines? There was guys there couldn't do anything. And I just sort of stood there and I said, okay, can you give me a solution? I have these things happening in Dubai. What's the solution? They said, well, actually, Abu Dhabi is fine. Why don't you go to Abu Dhabi? I said, okay, I'll go to Abu Dhabi. Now, that same solution could have been given to others. Abu Dhabi is about, an hour and a bit away from Dubai. But even, the people that were dealing with solving the problem for these passengers couldn't think themselves because they were just being, faced with all this panic. They couldn't come up with a solution. The passengers didn't know. I didn't know. I just knew that we'll find one.
Yes. So true. So true. So many hands are raised.
Yes.
Vinuji,
Yes.
please.
Meenaji, please. Yes. You can ask your question. Thank you, Nupurji, for holding that up. Yes, Meenaji.
Well, thank you. Oh, thank you, Minoji. Always nice to hear you. And, it's a lot to comprehend and absorb and understand and implement. It's a lot. You've just given us sutras. Now we have to. My question is thriving. And when you said thriving, and the term you have used in the past is thriving on 6 cylinders. Could you please elaborate on that? And one
Yeah.
more question about collaborative co-creation, that term you have used. But these big countries like US and UK and all these things going on how can they step up and do something like this? These two small questions.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So first, let's just talk about the big country, right? I actually don't use labels anymore. Ever since I started my spiritual awakening journey, I stopped using labels. So big countries are made up of its people. And, there's a whole collection of nature that is there as well. The good news is vast majority of the beings that populate any country, which are non-human, are operating from their truth. So they are collaboratively co-creating coexistence, right? Animals are doing that, trees are doing that of their own as beings, right? So that energy of collaborative co-creation of coexistence is anchored in every country. Humans sometimes operate differently. It's a human mind that goes into command and control. So the way to uplevel a country is really through its people and through the living beings that are there. So whoever can grasp this and start operating that way for themselves, as they proactively start bringing in collaborators and co-creators, they start spreading that vibration with other human beings, and countries will shift, will transform. That's the intention I hold. The way to resolve conflict is not by creating more conflict, but by actually, the way to by celebrating sameness that exists between all of us. So that's my answer for that, the country question. Now, the question about thriving on all cylinders. So I talk about 6 cylinders: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, social, and environmental. So when you're creating a thriving strategy, and I do this even in business, I get them to really go into these 6 cylinders and examine what would be a thriving strategy. Now, once you understand that there are 6 cylinders, if it means in 1 or 2 areas you haven't paid any attention to it and you first need to survive there, it's okay. You've got at least 4 others where you've adopted a thriving strategy. And then as you start rising into this thriving realm, then the 1 or 2 cylinders that are sort of left behind also automatically catch up. So the physical cylinders include anything that you can touch and see, so from money to our physical body, to our homes, to, our possessions, they all come under physical. Mental is to do with your intellect, your thoughts. Emotion is to do with your feelings. Spiritual is to do with your connection to your own spirit. So that spiritedness, your own vital life force, comes from the thriving instinct of your spiritual cylinder. Social is the social dynamics that you have with people. And environment is the container in which you live your life. So if you were to take those as the high level definitions and distinctions, create for yourself, what are the zero tolerant areas in each of these cylinders? Where will you have zero tolerance in your physical cylinder, in your, in your mental space? Where would you apply the zero tolerance? And then you can go into, what is it that I will always do? What is it that I can envision if anything was possible in each of those cylinders? And then go from there. Who will be my collaborators? Who will be my co-creators? Collaborators are not automatically co-creators. Some people you want them to collaborate with you, not come in and co-create. You want to go ahead with the creation yourself. And there may be others who you want to come in and co-create certain elements of what it is that you wish to do. So it's important to start thinking with those nuances in mind. Is that okay for you, Meenaji?
That gives a lot more insight. Thank you so much, Meenaji, and thank you, Meenaji, for bringing that question up. So, Ashaji's hand is raised.
Yeah. Actually, I don't have any questions, but I think 3-4 years back, Minu had said about the 10 Commandments, and I had written down on my paper. I had kept it on my cupboard. Every day I can read it. But today I have understood much better. And now, today I feel that every commandment has to be experienced by oneself instead of going out. It's for a spiritual journey, going within, because unknown is known. So that itself, you have to work with yourself only.
Yeah.
You just work with yourself because everything is unknown. You have to find who you are. Like that, every commandment. I'm so happy I have opened this topic. I just went out on my cupboard. I took out the magnet. I got it and I'll show you. Thank you, Meena.
Thank you. Ashaji.
Harmeeti, you can ask. I think Meenaji is dropped off.
Okay.
Yes.
Ma'am, I have just a few things that I would just like to add, and then kind of because I was listening, and then there were certain things which are in my mind.
Okay.
So I once written, the strategy for growth lies in failure. It gives you a list of strengths and weaknesses and allows you to understand yourself. Now, why I say that is because in our, this whole week of sessions, we've emphasized many times about self-introspection, about understanding who you are, because the whole idea of these 10 commandments come into play only once at a certain very basal level you start understanding yourself, because that's the only time that you're in a position to maneuver yourself between these frequencies. So one is that. The other thing is, I'm just quoting a few things and they're random. So it's like most people in life work for value. Very few focus and work towards creating value. So in the sense that we are always chasing something which we see as value, but we seldom focus on actually creating value. And the moment you start focusing on creating value, वो कहते हैं हिंदी में आपको स्थिरता चाहिए. Value create करने के लिए you will go through a situation of balance. You need to be in an uncertain zone. You need to be able to find your way around that. And you need to get comfortable with the whole idea of that, because value creation is not a linear straight path job.
Yeah. Harmeet, we can't hear you.
Network has some issues.
Yeah.
Even the video is hand.
Yeah.
If you would like to say something about what he was saying, adding value.
Yeah. So, I have a whole body of work on failure.
You don't know where.
Okay.
Okay, he's come back.
Oh,
Can you hear me? Am I back?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, now we can.
So what I was basically saying, and I was trying to, because your 10 points that I heard, and I was kind of correlating with my own life.
Yeah.
And for major part of my life and upbringing, I started realizing at some point in time that I always tend to gravitate towards uncertainty. I think that's where my A game comes in. If something is extremely known, it becomes pretty mundane to me, and I get very it's just boring for me. So while at some point of time in a day, in a couple of months, I love the uncertainty part of life. Sometimes it gets to you, and then you want the certainty to kind of come in, and then you go back to being comfortable with uncertainty. And the moment you get there, and in the first session, I told Nupur ma'am, and when I said that I'm going to put the cat among the pigeons by saying, in which Meenuji also kind of responded, which was that my failure at Triest with the manifestation kind of horribly failed, and I realized that manifestation for me was leading to a path of a lot of expectation. And I said, okay, you know what? Let me go a little further and not even manifest, because let me just do my karma. Let me kind of evolve and see how the hour kind of opens up. And it's actually helped me, because it's also helped me balance out my uncertainty and all the other 10 commandments that you mentioned about. Because now, all of a sudden, my brain, my heart, and my whole thing is extremely at peace. It's just empty. When I look, when I feel my end of the day, I don't have anything in my brain. It's just an empty space. So I don't have any positive or negative emotions in the system. It's pretty neutral. It's pretty neutral. Because I'm not looking forward to achieving something tomorrow. As and when it happens, the whole focus is now actually on focusing on what you're doing and how good in terms of exemplifying your processes, rather than how exemplary your achievement is. So that's my 2-bit.
Okay,
I was
thank you.
trying to add that part with your 10 commandments in some way.
Yes. Yes. I mean, it's really great to be able to integrate, what I talk about as 10 commandments into how you're thinking, how you operate. It's really great, very heartening for me to hear you share everything that you shared. One of the points that I want to elaborate on is this whole point of failure. For me, failure is literally like it is that very special kind of rocket fuel that fast forwards you
to
your intentions, because there's nothing that teaches you what not to do than failure.
Absolutely.
But rather than become like, hi Toba, what happened, what if I get my people very excited about failure. I did a session with my business guys, and it took 4 sessions, and I said, at the end of this, I want each of you to be completely, truly, madly, deeply in love with failure. Because the moment failure starts, it's like, whoa, we are meant to fast forward here, so let's really go close and personal. So I totally get that. It is just, and this point about manifestation, it really is about celebrating the festival of aliveness. That is really what manifestation is to be, because it is, you desire and it is delivered by the universe. Your desires are vibrational, and the delivery is also vibrational. And the moment you match your vibrations, you meet your desires and manifestation occurs, right? Now, all you have to do is to master up-leveling your vibrations. And the way you can do that is by really, every moment you have on this planet is like a festival of aliveness. And the moment you celebrate that festival of aliveness and you rejoice in what is occurring, unconditionally accepting everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, your vibrations get to a point where your desires keep coming, keep showing up in your reality. So, yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Harmeetji. Thank you, Meenuji. And one more hand is raised. Yes, Sheetal, you want to ask something?
Yes.
Sorry, but I was just wondering, did I miss the 9th one, or I didn't catch the 9th point? Which was the 9th commandment?
It would have been, it would be one of the 3. So it was either unconditional acceptance is the lubricant for infinite expansion, or it could be an up-leveling from command and control to collaborative co-creation of coexistence.
I think that was the eighth one because I was just writing them down. So I jumped from
Okay.
eight to 10. So
Or it
ninth
could
I
be,
couldn't find.
okay, it could
No,
be,
in defense of ma'am, she actually mentioned the 8 point as the 8 point and the 9 point as the 8 point, and she went straight to 10. So then,
Also, I was wondering, so
yeah,
like I missed it.
she
so
ended
after
up
following,
repeating the 8 point as well as the 9 point as the 8 point. So
okay.
Oh, all right. All right. Thank you. Thank
So
you so much.
you got the flow, up leveling from flow to, from alignment to flow to coherence, fantastic
Okay.
results to extraordinary results. You got those?
Yeah, I got those, all of them.
Great.
Okay, one more thing. Uh, so it was perfect for us to go to that old caveman age. Like this industrialization and money has spoiled it all.
The
I mean,
reality
it's
is,
progress in no progress, right? So are we all spoiled by all this?
that all,
in my world, I have these words which are words of reality, and there are words that are meaning words. So spoiled and all that is a meaning word. I just go into, okay, and as the world has evolved and there are different ways in which we have chosen to live our life, if you don't use money, you won't go back to the cave days. You really would be experiencing aliveness. We've constructed various systems that depend on money, but aliveness doesn't necessarily require money. You can give that power to money, but you don't have to. And I would often give the examples. We in India, we have many of our sons, Mahatmas, who had no money whatsoever, none, even at the time when money was making the world go round. I mean, I look at Amma from Kerala. She was born into a very, very poor family. And today, she wasn't thinking about, I'm going to become this, someone who's going to have hundreds of millions. Money didn't feature in her thing. It was about returning back to that childlike wonder and celebrating aliveness is how she began with her singing. And today, whenever there's any disaster anywhere in the world, her organization is one of the first ones to go contribute, tens of millions of dollars. So it is happening by itself. Money is an energy, which is a gift from God given into
You
our
know what?
hands.
This is inspiring to astral travel into that Satyug age and be in that peace state only. I mean, this all is a waste of development.
I would say waste of. It was a great game to play.
Uh,
Let's
but
learn
as
from
in,
those.
it has been misused a lot. Um, like, how should I say it? It's really like so many factors have fired it up, and so many things. It's all been misused, all of it. So
And
that
we
was
can
the best
we
age.
can we can acknowledge all of that, Sheetal, and we should acknowledge it. This has occurred. It has been used in the way those people saw fit, and it didn't necessarily serve all of humanity, and it certainly wasn't in service of the planet. The planet came in with its own global reset. Nature reclaimed itself during the corona times, and it will do so again, just like it did in a place like Dubai. Everything was
Yeah,
controlled, including the rains, and boom, 3
right.
days later I arrive and I'm still as if I'm driving through a big ocean. From Abu Dhabi to here took 6 hours, as opposed to a little over 1 hour. This is on the fourth day after the flood. So, it's like nature has already risen, exercising its power. Now it's up to us as humans to, stay in our power. Our power comes from the vibration of love. So
Yeah,
notice
right.
everything, acknowledge how you feel, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, unconditionally accept what is, and then
Exactly.
choose aliveness.
Yeah, right. Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Shabana ji, you have a question? Trying to raise your hand.
Yeah, sorry, the electricity just went away. So
Yeah, you like
I
it.
wanted to bring back the conversation to the theme of this conference, like the consciousness and you and Minuji. Somewhere, all the commandments, the meaning of all these commandments changes along with our consciousness. So, if you would like to throw some light on that.
Hmm. You see, it all depends. That's why I said that these 10 commandments are such that you can use them as a springboard, to leap into a new vantage from which to live your life. And if you give your power away to what these commandments stand for, like uncertainty, certain, you give your power away to that, "Are ab kya hoga?" Unknown is the known, kaise chalega? Then you literally implode. But who is actually making those choices? You are. You are making those choices. You can take these commandments and say, okay, given that this is the case, given that it is important for me to feel certain within myself, if at a foundation level uncertainty certain, so what can I be certain about in amidst all of that? If unknown is the known, and it is important for me to feel that what I have learned and know isn't a complete waste of time, what are those one or two things that will always be there in my inner knowing? Given that take nothing for granted is the way it is, is there something that I can always count on within myself? What these 10 commandments are doing, Ashaji pointed it out quite nicely. They are bringing back your focus on you, on what it is that you can do. So the theme of this summit has been pretty awesome. All of the attention is coming back into you, and it's calling you to step within before you step out. I can spend a whole day on this topic, Shabana, but does this give you some perspective on
Yeah,
what
yeah, definitely. I just wanted to bring that because sometimes, yeah, my research is on disaster, so we deal with uncertainty all the time. But I know at some level, all those uncertainties are not uncertainties. We know them already that it's going to happen, but we just, play around more with the term, and also that we don't know, but at some level we do know. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you for clarifying.
Over to you, Meenuji.
Thank you so much, Meenuji, for that simply awesome session. And we understood a lot of things. And really, we are pushing the frontiers to co-create with the universe. And that is what you have really clearly brought out. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So we'll have to move on to the next speaker of the evening. And this is Vikrant Thakre, and he is a hardcore electronics engineer, having done his post-graduation in electronics, and he taught physics for 21 years. And he's literally stepped from physics to metaphysics now, because he's taken up his journey as a clinical hypnotherapist, and he practices past life regression, theta healing, access consciousness. He's a numerologist and a tarot reader, and he's into helping people with emotional and physical issues over the past 15 years. And today he's going to talk about taking help from the other side, which sounds really and truly awesome. So I invite you, Vikrant Thakre, to please take up your role as connecting us with the other side.
Thank you so much, Meenuji. Thank you so much, Meenuji, for the words of wisdom. Thanks, Mavin, for this platform. And it's a grand finale. There's one problem. Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a grand finale of this event. So I always love to give gifts. So here's a gift for all of you, those who are online and those who will watch later. It's a gift, huh? And you just need to focus on this. And this gift will change your life forever. You just need to focus on what I'm going to draw. Okay? Ready? Hello?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, ready.
Yes, absolutely.
Keep focusing. with on each and every stroke. Everyone, please keep focusing. This is the best gift of your life. Focus on it. That's it. So, this is your gift. Can anyone please explain me what was it? I love interaction. Hello? Anyone there?
There were few geometrical figures like triangle or circle, but I don't understand the wave wala thing in that.
Okay. While you were watching that, did you did the thought of your past life means past incidents came to your mind?
No,
No. Were you thinking about your future?
no.
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 So, problem is that everyone, they suggest us, so we should not think about past. We should not think about future. We must be in present. It's the best thing we can do. And certainly it is. This is the best way of life. But how to do it? When we were kid, when we were kid, we used to play with one object for hours and hours and hours. We never used to think about our past. We never used to think about future. We used to focus. At that time, we were on alpha level. Our brain was working on alpha level. I'll explain it later on. But with this pen, when I was kid, I can play with this pen for hours and hours and hours. We don't think about past. We don't think about future. As we grow up, as we grow up, we train our brain to think about future, to think about past. We literally train our brain. So don't you think so? That to think about present or to be in present, you need some training. To ruin your life, you have been training from so many years, about 20 years, 30 years, to destroy this beautiful machine, which is made for blissful life, to corrupt this computer. We are continuously training ourselves. Okay. So to make some positive changes, we need training. And this is the gift. Once you understand this gift, your life will be easy, but it will require some efforts for sure. I'll give you one exercise. Do it. Minimum for 60 seconds. Start with 60 seconds. How to be in present. How to be in present. Wherever you get 60 seconds free time, look at any object. Any object. While I was drawing this, you're focusing on curves. Someone might looking at this edges or this shape, or someone might be thinking, hey, is he mad or what? Between all this serious stuff, what he's doing. Is he a joker or what? Something like that. But everything was in present tense. This is what we are fighting for, to be in present. For example, if you're sitting in office, you can watch anything, observe it. Look at pen, its structure. If that pen falls, what kind of sound it can make, its texture. For at least 6 seconds, look out of your window. You can observe anything except animal and human. Anything except animal and human. For at least 15 days, you have to do this exercise. You learn to be in present. After 15 days, you can proceed towards animal. Observe them. Keenly, you can observe their behavior, everything. Once you complete duration of 30 days, then you can proceed towards humans. Observe them. Don't stare at them like, oh, what he is doing, what she is doing. You will be behind bars. Observe them keenly. What is use of this exercise? And after observing others, don't forget to observe yourself, your face. I challenge you. 90% of humans don't know uh, how they behave, what their body looks like to others, or how their face look like to others, how their face is. They cannot describe it. 90% of us. We can describe any person, but while it comes to describing ourselves, we fail to do it. So after that, observe yourself, your face. What will happen? I'll tell you. It may sound stupid, it may sound silly, it may sound intelligent, it may sound something new. It may sound like, oh, I can try that. It's just a matter of 60 seconds. So what will happen? Whenever there will be certain situation, certain awkward situation, at that time, you'll be so conscious, at that time, you'll be so present, in the present, that you'll be stable. You'll make right decisions. You won't panic. And best thing that will happen over a period of time is that overthinking will reduce. What will happen in future? What happened with me in past? This process will slowly decrease. While you're driving, you'll focus on driving. While you're cooking, you'll focus on cooking. While you're writing, you'll focus on writing. So, as Minuji said, third point, uncertainty. This gift was not part of today's session, but uncertainty. Uncertainty, it came in your life because it was meant to be part of your life. Let's start today's session. Help from the other side. Help from the other side. But first of all, let me introduce myself. The introduction which Minu ji gave, it was quite different. But let me introduce my true self. Who am I? I'm something. I'm something made up of flesh, blood, bone. And you might have heard about animals. They are also something made up of flesh, blood, bone. If they are breathing and I am breathing, then you may call us living beings. So what is the difference between animal and human? They eat, they drink, they sleep, they wake up. They think, they are intelligent, they can make decisions. So do I, so do we. So what is the difference between animals and human being or being human? The difference is that in present scenario, animals are superior to us. In what sense? In a sense that they are in complete synchronization with the other side. And we somehow manage to cut all the cords with the other side. Now question arises, what is the other side? You may call it God. Atheists may call it universe. Or believers may call it God plus universe or a super program, quantum, or anything you want to call it. When we manifest, when we use our cranial capacity, when we use our brain can make changes in our body. It can make tremendous changes. Even medical science also approve it. You might have heard about pseudomedicines. Pseudomedicines basically play with our capacity of brain, self-healing. Make changes in our body. What about our surrounding? As Harmeet ji said about manifestation. What about our surrounding? There is one catch. Manifestation at alpha level have different effects. I'll suggest Harmeet ji. He can try this. Manifestation at alpha level. What is alpha level? Our brain normally operates at frequency of 20 hertz, 20 vibration per second, when we are in state of consciousness. But alpha level is 7 to 14 vibrations of our brain. When you're conscious, but you can access your subconscious mind. You can put information in your subconscious mind. And basically it happens when you evoke your right side of your brain at that time. You might be thinking why he said that animals are superior to human beings and why they are in complete synchronization with the other side. Animals, I'll give you an example of wildebeest. During their migration, they know they have to cross certain distance, certain area. There may be many lakes and river in their path. There may be crocodiles in their path, but they don't waste their time thinking, oh, what will happen? I should not go. I should settle here. It's their life path. It's fixed. They go. Many of them dies, become dinner lunch of crocodile, and many complete their life cycle. They cross there. They do all reproduction and everything. They pass their genes to next generation. They are in sync. But if similar case is with human beings, they'll think, oh, shall I go? Shall I not? What will happen? Animals are completely in sync with the other side. They are getting help from the other side. They don't die of anxiety. They don't commit suicide. Exceptions are there, and few, but 99.99% animals, they don't commit suicide. It's we human, we do it. What is the other side? Other side is, it is really simple thing. This is most complicated machine, but our forefathers has given all the rules, all the ways to activate your what do you call alpha level. In every religion, it's there. In every religion, it's there. Even if you are atheist, you will understand this. Creative people, they get intuitions, and their intuitions, they get intuitions frequently. Creative people, those who are in field of creativity, where you need to visualize things, where you need to imagine things. Now you just imagine all angels, gods, deities. You need to use your brain, right side brain. You need to evoke your imagination. Body of human, head of animal. You need to evoke your imagination. Some animal with wings, some angels without leg, with wings. Why? There has it can't be such, it can't be like a random process. Oh, today I'm thinking like this, I shall make this creature like this. There has to be some logical reason. Because when we, at the age of 10, around 10, our brain operates majorly on right, our right side of brain operates, which is associated with creativity, habits, and creativity, visualization. 5-year-old can play with imaginary friend for hours and hours, but it's not possible with 15-year-old and 25 years old. Oh no, he cannot. He will need net for that imaginary friend. He'll need phone for that imaginary friend to play with that friend. So what happens after 10 years old? Our logical brain, that is left side of your brain, it start working. and it has to for our survival. It has to. But it doesn't mean that we should shut down our right side of our brain, which we are doing nowadays. That's why, that's why old mythology is not correct word. I always use history. The content in history you'll find that thing you'll have to imagine, you'll have to visualize continuously. They are written like that, you'll have to visualize. They don't want you to shut down your right side of brain. Now, what these things have to do with consciousness? Once you know how to operate your subconscious, once you know how to connect with the other side, it will make changes in your surrounding. Pardon?
It's okay. I think you can continue. Yeah.
Audible? Am I audible?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Shall I continue?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yes, please. Yeah, you're audible. Please continue.
So once you know how to operate this brain, once you know it, this is instrument. If you need help in your surrounding, with your surrounding, definitely you'll need help from the other side. And this is the best way. It's a vast topic. I can give you another gift. I love to give gifts. While sleeping, you just do one thing. A person suffering from intense insomnia, he can sleep with 10 minutes with this exercise. But what this exercise will do, it will take you close to your alpha level. You can experience it. Simply count backward 100 to 1. Deep breathe in, breathe out 100 to 1. While breathe out 100, then up to 1. Once you reach to 1, it will be hard for you to reach to 1. So at first attempt, around 20, 30, around 50, around 80, you will feel sleepy and drowsy and you'll sleep eventually. But once you reach that level of 1, you'll be at alpha level for sure. You can listen yourself snoring, you're awake, but your body is sleeping, and you'll enjoy that level. This is the simplest way to enter alpha level. And then there are many things, but problem is that once you enter alpha level, you open that door. Once you open that door, you have to be cautious. As madam was saying, I think we should not take things for granted. Fourth point, if I'm not wrong. Once you enter the alpha level, you cannot afford to take things for granted. Once you have opened doors of your subconscious mind, consciously, if you have opened the doors of your subconscious mind, you cannot afford to take things for granted, because what will happen if you avoid something? For example, today you want to go to gym. If you say like that, okay, yeah, I'll start from tomorrow. Today it's raining, I'll not go. That message will directly enter your subconscious mind, and it will treat this message as, okay, gym is not important for him. We can delete that process. And that one day bunk will turn into 1 week, it may turn into 1 month, and eventually you will find, oh, I missed my gym for 6 months. It happens. So once you open this door, you have to be cautious and you'll enjoy this alpha level. There are many layers in that. You can learn Selva method. It's a really nice method. Development method is also nice. There are many methods. Even by meditation, you can go into your alpha level. But this backward counting is the simplest method to go into your alpha level. And once you enter the alpha level, then you can manifest things. But you must watch your words. As in last session, I told you should never say that I want to lose my weight. Your subconscious mind don't understand timing. Okay. You need to give him some reference. I want to lose weight in 3 months. Wait, what 3 months? I want to lose weight January, February, it's now May. 2024, May, June, July. You'll have to give him some pointers, because your pointers giving pointer direction, it's function of your left hand, left part of your brain, not right part of your brain. So as consciousness is a topic, I'll love to conclude my session with a Hindi poem, and it's self-explanatory. And there are many things in this one poem, many things. If you understand this poem thoroughly, deeply, this one poem has potential to change your life. Everyone listening? Hi. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes,
There is an
yes, you're
echo
audible.
from your end. That is why it is feeling as if someone else is speaking. There is an echo from your end.
Okay, so my voice is with sound effect. Nice. Uncertainty. So, but I hope it's clear.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay, so the poem I'm talking about is of Rashtriya Kavi Ramdhari Singh Dinkar ji. The poem is like this. सच है विपत्ति जब आती है कायर को ही दहलाती है. सच है विपत्ति जब आती है कायर को ही दहलाती है. शूरमा नहीं विचलित होते क्षण एक नहीं धीरज खोते. विघ्नों को गले लगाते हैं कांटों में राह बना. मुंह से न कभी उफ कहते हैं संकट के चरण न गहते हैं. जो आ पड़ता सब सहते हैं उद्योग निरत नित रहते हैं. चूलों के मूल नसाने को बड़ खुद विपत्ति पर छाने. तो मैं I'll explain you second पैरा. पहला पैरा मेरे ख्याल से आप सबको समझ गया होगा. सच है विपत्ति जब आती है कायर को ही दहलाती है. जो कमजोर दिमाग के होते हैं वो दहलते हैं. कमजोर दिमाग के कायर होने का अर्थ ये नहीं है कि आप हमेशा वैसे रह सकते हो. इसको आप विथ प्रैक्टिस डेवलप कर सकते हो. शूरमा नहीं विचलित होते क्षण एक नहीं धीरज खोते. शूरमा पैनिक नहीं होते. जैसे मैडम ने नुपुर मैम ने एक्सप्लेनेशन दिया था एयरपोर्ट पे सेकंड कपल पैनिक नहीं हुआ था. क्षण एक नहीं धीरज खोते. विघ्नों को गले लगाते हैं कांटों में राह बनाते हैं. दिस इज द मेन पॉइंट. विघ्नों को गले लगाते हैं. प्रॉब्लम आई उसको एक्सेप्ट करो. यस ऐसा हुआ है दैट्स इट. विघ्नों को गले लगाना मीन्स प्रॉब्लम को एज इट इज एक्सेप्ट करना. यस हाँ मैं गिर गया हड्डी टूट गई. अब क्या मेरे रोने से जुड़ जाएगी? अगर जुड़ जाएगी तो मैं रोऊंगा. मेरे 50-60 हजार रुपए बच जाएंगे डॉक्टर को देने के. मैं क्यों ना रू. कांटों में राह बनाते हैं. दे फाइंड सोल्यूशन इन प्रॉब्लम कि हाँ आई एम स्टक इन दिस प्रॉब्लम. ओ व्हाट कैन आई डू. व्हाट कैन. जो आ पड़ता सब सहते हैं. जब इस माइंडसेट में हम आ जाते हैं कि मुझे अब आगे बढ़ना है तो उसके बाद जरूरी नहीं कि एक विपत्ति खत्म हुई तो दूसरी नहीं आएगी. उसके बाद उसके लेयर्स आना शुरू हो सकते हैं. लेकिन फिर आपने एक बार डिसाइड कर लिया यहां से बाहर निकलना है तो फिर निकलना. शूलों के मूल नसाने को बड़ खुद विपत्ति पर छाने को. जो भी कांटे होते हैं. ये बहुत अच्छी लाइन है. ये बहुत चीज है खत्म हो रही है जो नहीं होना चाहिए. हमें हमारे एंसेस्टर्स को नहीं भूलना चाहिए. हमें ये नहीं भूलना चाहिए कि वी आर वॉरियर ब्रीड. हम केव में रहा करते थे. हम शिकार करने जाते थे या चलो वेजिटेरियन है तो पेड़ों से कुछ तोड़ने चले जाते थे. जिसे जो मानना है मान लो. घर बैठे बैठे कुछ नहीं आता. तो हम उस तरह के लोग थे. तो जब मर्द बाहर जाते थे तो बच्चों का संरक्षण औरतें ऐसे ही नहीं करती थी. उनको भी वॉरियर बनना होता था. वो भी लड़ती थी. तो हम दोनों ही लड़ते थे. ये कला हम क्यों भूल गए हैं? मानसिक रूप से लड़ने की. लड़ने का मतलब क्रोध करना नहीं होता है. लड़ने का मतलब होता है कि आप में वो अग्रेशन होना चाहिए किसी भी विपत्ति का सामना करने का और उसमें से बाहर निकलने का. चूलों के मूल नसाने को प्रॉब्लम्स को जड़ से उखाड़ने के लिए नाउ इट्स योर टर्न. बढ़ खुद विपत्ति पर छाने को. अटैक द प्रॉब्लम. है कौन विघ्न ऐसा जग में टिक सके वीर नर के मग में. नर का मतलब सिर्फ पुरुष नहीं होता. नर का मतलब होता है वो एक अंदाजे बयां. दैट मर्दानी जो हम कहते हैं वो एटीट्यूड इज द राइट वर्ड. बड़ खुद विपत्ति पर छाने को. है कौन संकट ऐसा है कौन विघ्न ऐसा जग में टीक सके वीर नर के मग में. खम ठोक ठेलता है जब नर पर्वत के जाते पांव उखड़, मानव जब जोर लगाता है पत्थर पानी बन जाता है। एक बार जोर लगा के तो देखो, बड़े से बड़ा आइसबर्ग पिघल जाएगा, बड़े से बड़ा पत्थर, बड़ी से बड़ी मुसीबतें छोटी हो जाएगी। मानव जब जोर लगाता है पत्थर पानी बन जाता है। गुण बड़े एक से एक प्रखर, है छिपे मानवों के भीतर। मेहंदी में जैसे लाली हो, वर्तिका बीच उजियाली हो, बत्ती जो नहीं जलाता है रोशनी वह नहीं पाता है। हम सब में इतना टैलेंट है, लेकिन जब तक सिचुएशन आती नहीं, वो टैलेंट बाहर नहीं आ सकता। जब तक हम ग्राइंड नहीं करेंगे, वो टैलेंट बाहर नहीं आएगा। जब तक हम खुद को पीसेंगे नहीं, मेहंदी को पता नहीं होता कि उसके अंदर लाली है। जब उसे पीसा जाता है तभी उसे पता चलता है। जो बत्ती होती है उसे ये नहीं पता होता कि उसके अंदर इतना उजियाला है। जब उसे जलाते हैं तभी हमें पता चलता है। पिसा जाता जब इक्षुदंड, झरती रस की धारा प्रकरण, मेहंदी जब सहती है प्रहार बनती ललनाओं का सिंगार। जब फूल पिरोए जाते हैं हम उनको गले लगाते हैं। जब गन्ने को पीसते हैं तभी उसमें से रस निकलता है। जब मेहंदी को कूटते हैं तभी उसमें से लाली निकलती है। जब फूलों को हम चुभोते हैं तभी उसको हम भगवान के गले का हार बनाते हैं, या नेताओं के या महापुरुषों का गले का हार बनाते हैं। वसुधा का नेता कौन हुआ, भूखंड विजेता कौन हुआ, अतुलित यश क्रेता कौन हुआ, नवधर्म प्रणेता कौन, जिसने न कभी आराम किया विघ्नों में रहकर नाम किया। ये लाइन बहुत जरूरी है। इस सिर्फ इन 4 लाइंस को आप समझ गए तो जीवन सफल हो जाएगा। वसुधा का नेता कौन हुआ, इस पूरे अर्थ का नेता कौन हो? भालू, चीता, शेर, डायनासोर नहीं, इंसान। किसी भी धर्म में चले जाइए, जो भी उनके धर्म के जो भी डेटी हो या गॉड हो, उन लोगों ने इस विश्व को जीता है, लोगों के मन को जीता है, वसुधा को जीता है। वसुधा का नेता कौन हुआ, भूखंड विजेता कौन हुआ, सम्राट अशोक, अलेक्जेंडर, या जो भी समझो, जिसने भी भूखंड पर विजेता किया, वो एक इंसान ही है, कोई जानवर नहीं है। इसलिए जानवरों का मैंने रेफरेंस दिया था। भूखंड विजेता कौन हुआ, अतुलित यश क्रेता कौन हुआ। लाखों करोड़ों लोग हुए जिन्होंने यश की ख्याति जो है उसकी सीमाएं सारी लांग दी। अतुलित यश क्रेता कौन हुआ, नवधर्म प्रणेता कौन हुआ, भगवान गौतम बुद्ध, जिन्होंने नए धर्म का हमारे गुरु गोविंद सिंह, फिर देन जैन्स, बहुत सारे लोग हैं जिन्होंने पुराने धर्म में कुछ एडवांस करके नवधर्म प्रणेता कौन हुआ। अब इसका उत्तर है, जिसने न कभी आराम किया विघ्नों में रहकर नाम किया। ये आसानी से कंफर्टेबल जोन में नहीं बने हैं। विघ्न आते ही है आपको नेता बनाने के लिए। जब विघ्न आते हैं तो उसको दुश्मन ना समझो। वो आपका रस निकालते हैं, वो आपके अंदर से मेहंदी निकालते हैं, वो आपको महान बनाते हैं। जिसने न कभी आराम किया विघ्नों में रहकर नाम किया। इन्होंने आराम को त्याग दिया, इसका मतलब नहीं कि ये टेंस रहे। जैसा हरमीत जी ने कहा भी, मुझे बहुत पसंद आया कि मैंने अपने काम पर ध्यान दिया, जिसने न कभी आराम किया। और पहली जो लाइन थी पहले इसमें थी, आ, वो बताता हूं मैं बाद में। जिसने न कभी आराम किया विघ्नों में रहकर नाम किया। विघ्न जब ये ध्यान दीजिएगा, विघ्न जब सामने आते हैं सोते से हमें जगाते हैं। जब विघ्न आते हैं तो आपको बर्बाद करने के लिए नहीं आते, वो आपको नींद से उठाने के लिए आते हैं। विघ्न जब सामने आते हैं सोते से हमें जगाते हैं, मन को मरोड़ते हैं पल पल, तन को झकझोरते हैं पल पर, सतपथ की ओर लगा कर ही जाते हैं हमें जगा कर ही, सतपथ की ओर लगा कर ही जाते हैं हमें जगा कर ही, सही राह दिखाकर हमें जाते हैं। वाटिका और वन एक नहीं, आराम और रण एक नहीं। वाटिका जंगल, सॉरी, वाटिका बागीचा, वन जंगल। वाटिका और वन एक नहीं, आराम और रण एक नहीं। वर्षा अंधड़ आतप अखंड, पौरुष के है साधन प्रचंड प्रचंड। वर्षा, बारिश, आंधी, तूफान, गर्मी, ग्रीष्म, शीतलता, अपार शीतलता, ये हमारे दुश्मन नहीं है। इसका संदर्भ होता है परेशानियां किसी भी तरह की आई, ये आपके दुश्मन नहीं है। पौरुष के है साधन प्रश्न, ये आपके पौरुषता को और बलशाली बनाते हैं। वन में प्रसून तो मिलते हैं, बागों में शाल न खिलते। वन में प्रसून तो खिलते हैं, बागों में शाल न मिलते। वन में फूल तो आपको देखने मिल जाएंगे, पेड़ों की छाया भी मिलेगी। जंगल में परेशानियों में फूल भी मिलेंगे, पेड़ों की छाया भी मिलेंगी। लेकिन सिर्फ कंफर्ट जोन में रहोगे, बागीचे में रहोगे और उम्मीद करोगे कि कोई प्रॉब्लम ना आए, तो आपको फूल देखने मिल सकते हैं लेकिन छाया नहीं मिलेगी, पेड़ों की छाया नहीं मिलेगी। बस अंतिम 2 पैरा वो सुना देता हूँ। कंकरिया जिनकी सेज सुघर छाया देता केवल अंबर, विविधाएं दूध पिलाती है, लोरी आंधिया सुनाती है, जो लाक्षा गृह में चलते हैं, शूरमा वही निकलते हैं। कंकरिया जिसको आदत है पत्थरों के ऊपर सोने की, यानी प्रॉब्लम्स को फेस करने की, फिर आंधी तूफान क्या है, वो आपको दूध पिलाएगा, आपका पालन पोषण करेगा, आपको और स्ट्रांग बनाए। ये लास्ट पंक्ति है, जरा गौर से सुनिएगा। बड़ खुद विपत्ति पर छा जा मेरे किशोर मेरे ताजा, तन का रस छन जाने, जीवन का रस छन जाने दे, तन को पत्थर बन जाने दे, तू स्वयं तेज भयकारी है, क्या कर सकती चिंगारी है। आप खुद विपत्तियों पर अटैक करो, सॉल्यूशंस के बारे में सोचो, अपने जीवन का रस छन जाने दो, हो जाने दो ना, परेशान हो जाने दो, विपत्तियों को परेशान हो जाए, वो सोचे कि यार क्या करूं मैं इस इंसान, इसको और कितना परेशान करूं, मैंने हाथ जोड़ लिया, मैं जा रहा हूं। आप उस अदर साइड पे ट्रस्ट करो, अपने ब्रेन को उस तरह ऑपरेट करो, तो स्वयं तेज भयकारी है, क्या कर सकती चिंगारी है। आप में इतनी पोटेंशियल है कि आपको छोटी से छोटी चिंगारी या छोटी छोटी मुसीबतें आपका कुछ भी नहीं बिगाड़ सकती है। आपने बस याद रखना है हमारा बैकग्राउंड क्या था, आपने याद रखना है आप इस चीज को किस लेवल तक ऑपरेट करा सकते हो। बस इसी के साथ मैं विदा चाहूंगा। थैंक
थैंक यू सो मच विक्रांत जी, आपने बहुत क्लियरली बताया कि कैसे हम यहाँ पे चैलेंजेस से डील करें, टेकिंग द हेल्प ऑफ द अदर साइड। बहुत अमेजिंग था। थैंक यू so much. Anybody would like to ask any questions or comment anything?
I really
एक
want to
क्वेश्चन।
say it was a beautiful poem. The whole session was no doubt very impressive and powerful, but everything changed when you started reciting the lines. And every line was so meaningful, powerful, and strong. I have a question about the session. You have used the term alpha level so many times. So, of course, I could understand that that is a very important thing.
आप म्यूट हो गए थे सोनल जी, म्यूट हो गए आप।
मुझे कॉल आ गया था. Am I audible now?
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, you're audible.
Yeah, okay. So you spoke about right and left brain, and that till 10 years your right brain is more active and post that. So is there any connection between the alpha level and right brain?
Yes. Right brain means it is associated with creativity. So till the age of 10 years your brain operates at frequency of around 14 to 20, which is nothing but alpha level, and your predominant brain is right brain. So if you can somehow activate your right brain, so the probability of getting, the certainty rather than probability, the certainty of getting into alpha level increases.
Achha, but it is not the same thing. Ki activating ya making the right brain active is not
It is
relevant,
same.
but no. Achha, okay.
It
Thank
is
you.
same thing. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Sonal, for your question. Anybody else would like to ask anything or comment? आपका एक कमेंट उसमें भी आया हुआ था that yes.
मीनू जी मैं एक चीज बोलना चाहता हूँ.
हाँ जी जी प्लीज.
It's just in addition to whatever the Kant is saying. And जिंदगी में ना most of the people are not running for happiness. They're running for a little less pain in life. If you start focusing on happiness, maybe you'll start focusing on happiness and not less pain. Because predominantly क्या होता है, what Vikramji is saying is we are, when I say we or collectively in a plurality, I'm talking about anyone and everyone. Everyone has issues, everyone is going through their challenges in life. And the crux of all the challenges and everything is we kind of zero down to one word, which is happiness. But वो हमें लगता है हमें खुशी चाहिए, blissfulness चाहिए. बट वो मेरा मानना है कि वो ना ब्लिसफुल हैप्पीनेस नहीं है, वो थोड़े ना कम दुख दर्द. आज मेरे को दर्द हो रहा था 100 का, मुझे ना दर्द 90 हो जाए, तो वो 100 में से 90 जब हो जाता है 10, तो हम उसमें खुश हो जाते हैं. Which is predominantly saying that you're decreasing your pain, you're not actually moving towards happiness. So moving towards happiness is only going to be when then this is my perspective, I could be wrong, but it works for me right now, is which you fundamentally beautifully first day said, Harmeet, you're starting to move towards detachment, which is that I don't have a positive and a negative. I am pretty much balanced in where I am. So at some point in time in life, the challenges cease to be challenges, uh, because you're just getting up in the morning and you're taking them head on and just finding a solution to it. But it doesn't make a difference. The happiness doesn't make, so the outcome, whether it is good, doesn't make a difference. The outcome, if so perceived negative, doesn't make a difference. You actually move into a situation of neutrality, which in my opinion is where then the bliss lies, because you're really not bothered about anything. And अब मेरे case में क्या, as I said, my focus is more on in life over the period of time has become, ये जो मैं कर रहा हूँ ना, वो कितनी शिद्दत से कर रहा हूँ. मेरे को रिजल्ट क्या मिल रहा है वो क्योंकि मेरे हाथ में नहीं है. और वो कहते हैं कि जैसे मैंने कहा था कि you're entitled to your karma, but you're not entitled to your result. When you're not entitled to your result, why are you even bothered? You might as well put your 100% brilliance in doing what you're doing, rather than focusing on the brilliance of the result. So I think that's where I would just add my 10 lines to what Vikrant has said.
Yes, absolutely. It resonates with what he is saying कि yes, उसी तरह move करना है हमने detachment की तरफ और दूसरी side से help लेके. Yes, Vikrant, you want to add something? Yes, please.
Yeah, beautiful explanation by Harmeet. And the line which I missed, I told you that I'll tell afterward, is that उद्योग निरतनित रहते हैं, जो आपका काम है वो करते जाओ, वो करना ही, हम उससे बच नहीं सकते. मगर एक चीज मैं ऐड करना चाहूंगा, आई लव टू ऐड समथिंग. Don't run behind happiness. The whole session was about don't run behind happiness, don't run behind blissful life.
Exactly.
Being happy is the first thing. You are born. Being happy is the necessity. It's a lifestyle. Be happy. Then go for whatever you want to achieve. You don't want to achieve. You simply want to sleep. You want to dance. You want to cry. Do anything. But being happy, it's not like that complete detachment. My son is my son. Okay, if something happened to him, I'll feel bad. But it's not like that, oh, he's some human being and something happens to him. Okay, let it happen. It has happened to him. If I cry, nothing will improve. Okay, accepting, and that acceptance is also a kind of happiness.
Right.
The acceptance of problem or facing the problem, it is a different level of happiness. It is a different kind of happiness. Happiness doesn't mean always like this. Happiness can be like this also. It's entirely different topic. Yeah. Thanks, Harmeet.
Thank you for adding that, Vikrant. And thank you, Harmeet, for sharing your views as well. So
Thank you,
our
ma'am.
next speaker was Anjala Verma, but unfortunately, there's been an accident at her place, so she had to withdraw from the session. So it's now over to Dr. Nupurji to wind up the session with her consciousness and you to make us aware of all that has gone over the past few days and what is the conclusion for it. So yes, Nupurji, I welcome you on board now.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So I will share my views, what I feel about it, and summing up what I feel about consciousness and you. So it was really a very wonderful journey, and we have dived deep into our consciousness. It is a great mystery. We walk through the world of experience, of emotions, form, thoughts, yet the essence of being consciousness remains a puzzle. What is the spark that ignites subjective reality? The set illusion of enigma, or we simply sum up our thoughts and experiences, or is there a deeper self that observes our mental processes? These are questions which cropped up in my mind. Beyond the physical, is consciousness a product of brain? Or is it something more fundamental, woven into a fabric of existence? Don't you think so? Then what is the observer effect? Does the act of observing consciousness itself change its nature? States of being, from deep sleep to flow states, we experience different levels of consciousness. Can we learn to navigate these states for a richer inner life? Expanding self. Can consciousness extend beyond the individual, exploring interconnectedness and the possibility of a universal consciousness? And the you and I, how does your consciousness interact with others? Is empathy a bridge? Or are we forever island of experience? The mystery continues. This quest to understand consciousness is a journey of self-discovery. What questions will your exploration lead you to ask? Beyond words? Perhaps the nature of consciousness is ultimately ineffable, best experienced than explained. That is my mantra also. Consciousness can be explored in two main ways. Level of consciousness, that is waking consciousness, our normal state of awareness where we interact with the world and experience thoughts, feelings, and sensations. Then sleep, there are different stages of sleep. We have explored over a period of few days. Some with dreaming and some without. While unconscious, the brain is still active. Dreaming, we have talked about that also. A state of consciousness filled with vivid imagery and stories. The function of dreaming is debated, but it may play a role of memory consolidation and emotional processing. Altered state of consciousness, these can be induced by meditation, hypnosis, drugs, or near-death experiences. They often involve changes in perception, thought, and emotions. Then coma, a state of deep unconsciousness where there is no response to stimuli. Then another type of consciousness is philosophical. Excess consciousness, that is a consciousness, the ability to experience something like the redness of a rose. You experience, you don't see it, you experience the red color. Phenomenal consciousness, P consciousness. The what it is like to have an experience, the subjective feeling of redness. Then self-consciousness, the awareness of oneself as an individual separate from environment. Higher order thought, the ability to reflect on one's own thought and mental states. Then additionally, something which I have also discussed about, the global workspace theory, the theory that suggests that consciousness arises from the integration of information from different parts of him. Just now Vikrant was also discussing. Then panpsychism, the belief that consciousness is a fundamental property of the universe present to some degree in all things, which I discussed in my talk. Further exploration on neuroscience, psychology, philosophy, all offer different perspectives on this fascinating topic. It is never going to end. We need one more festival. Okay, Shabana, please note it down. Let's go a little deeper. We can discuss terms like global workspace theory or panpsychism. The hard problem, this is the fundamental question of why and how physical processes in the brain give rise to subjective experience. It is a challenging question that continues to spark debate. Animal consciousness. Do other animals experience consciousness? I believe in that. Scientists are exploring animal behavior and brain activity to try to answer this question. There's no easy answer, but understanding animal consciousness has ethical implication for how we treat them. We treat them lovingly, you will connect to them and you will know their consciousness. Artificial consciousness. And as artificial intelligence, AI, advances, some wonder if machines could ever achieve consciousness. Yes, they can, but that is subjective. Okay, I believe in that, and there are some experiments where they have started developing their neurons. This raises philosophical and ethical questions about the nature of sentience and the future of AI. Embodied mind. Some theories suggest that consciousness is not just a product of the brain, but is shaped by our interaction with the world through our body. This happens. This perspective highlights the role of environment and body in shaping our experiences. Then mystical experiences. Everyone in this forum, whoever has participated, had these mystical experiences, and many of them have shared it also. So many report deep experiences, different experiences that challenge traditional definition of consciousness. These experiences can be religious, spiritual, or simply moments of deep connection. Understanding these experiences can offer insight into potential of human consciousness. We are very intelligent beings and very conscious beings. The future of consciousness research, let's talk about that. New techniques like brain imaging are providing more data on how the brain works. There are many data. When you meditate, your brain lights up. This research may help us unlock the secret of consciousness in the years to come. Lots of researches are going. Then lived experience. Ultimately, consciousness is something we can only truly know from inside out. By paying attention to our own inner world and experiences, we can each contribute to the larger conversation about the nature of consciousness. Over these 6 days and 7 days, we have learned many ways of consciousness. We need not go deep into it, but let's talk about it now. AI. I was supposed to discuss about AI, that is artificial intelligence. So today I'm going to discuss because it is about future, what will happen in future. So future of consciousness and AI is a topic brimming with possibility and uncertainties. Here's some key points which I will discuss with you. Could AI become conscious? The debate is on. There is no scientific consensus on whether AI can achieve consciousness or not. Some believe replicating the human brain will be enough, while others argue a deeper understanding of consciousness is needed. Very challenging. What is the challenge? Defining and measuring consciousness itself is tricky. Current AI excels at a specific task, but lacks the general intelligence and subjective experience that define human consciousness. So AI can never overpower human consciousness or human beings. The spectrum, perhaps AI won't achieve human-like consciousness, but could develop its own unique form of sentience. It is possible. The impact of conscious AI, the benefits. A conscious AI could be a powerful partner providing unparalleled problem-solving abilities like we use ChatGPT, Gemini AI, and what all other GPTs. Emotional intelligence in caregiving or even creative collaboration like robot. Human type of robot is being used, right? Now risk is there. Ethical consideration abound. Would a conscious AI have rights? They have to make another law. How would we ensure its goals align with our goals? These are points to ponder. Then importance of safeguards, keep developing robust safety measures and ethical framework. It is crucial before we create AI with advanced cognitive abilities. You must have heard about that Tesla incident where a robot killed the worker, attacked the worker. So better be careful. Now, human AI relationship, there can be collaboration, like Manvi has told us. The future may hold a future of human and AI working together, com- complementing each other's strengths. That has to be, collaboration, not commandments. Augmentation, brain computer interfaces with blur the line between human and machine, potentially enhancing our own cognitive abilities. So you have to be very much thinking more forward from this AI. Understanding ourselves, AI researching could push us to better understand the nature of our own consciousness. Then there are unseen possibilities. The future is full of surprises. Perhaps AI will lead to breakthroughs in consciousness research, or consciousness may prove to be more fundamental property of the universe than we currently imagine. So I discussed about alien and galactic council and federation. So we never know. This is all the questions hanging in, space. Now, importance of open dialogue. As AI continues to develop, open discussions about consciousness are essential. Scientists, philosophers, ethicists, and the public all need to be involved in shaping the future of AI and ensuring it benefits all of humanity. Don't let AI overpower our consciousness. Now, the final point from my consciousness is a journey of self discovery, right? How many of you have discovered their self in this journey of spiritual quest? You are a mystery. Consciousness, the spark that ignites your inner world, which remains still a puzzle. You're still trying to be conscious in so many different ways. We explore the nature of self, the connection between brain and experience, and even the possibility of universal consciousness, which I discussed and believed in also. The whole universe have a universal consciousness. This is what I sum up the whole festival into a conscious awareness. And you all must be awakened consciously, exploring each and every aspect of consciousness. There are multiple more aspects of consciousness, and there the learning never ends. The quest of search never ends. It keeps on going on and on till you go on and on. Keep on living your life and learning and learning and learning. So, with this, our festival is concluded with a beautiful consciousness and you. And of course, you must have realized so much from inside your consciousness and the consciousness around you. This is what I would like to conclude with a magical fireworks. Anybody who would like to add on to this, their
So thank you.
reflection? Yes,
Thank you so
please.
much. Thank you so much, Nupuji, for concluding it amazingly. You literally tied up all the threads together. Thank you. Yes, anybody wanted to comment? Sonal? Yeah.
Actually, I was waiting for the time to say something about it. Well, I
Yeah,
have attended
please.
so many festivals, and like ma'am was just saying that we are in that journey, and that thing is still continuing. Um, when I attended earlier festivals and I heard so many speakers, I was like, okay, there are so many things that I have to learn. Then I attended the other one. There were a few new speakers. There were some old speakers. And then the new came with something new, but the old also came with something new. And then I attended this festival. Like, I don't know, this is my fourth, fifth, sixth, or whatever. So, actually, as the theme is consciousness, I will say that this is the platform, I must say, that is one of the sources to dive into that search of consciousness. And I really want to thank everyone, uh, Minu ji, Shabana ji, you, Harmeet, uh, everyone here, Rajveen, Vikrant, Sheetal ji, all the speakers who like have actually enlightened us all. And yes, now I'm very confident that we are there on that journey. Thank you so much.
Yes, we are celebrating our conscious journey and we are celebrating a new us. So I would like to invite Shabana. Shabana Khan, who is our founder, who are director of our Mavin Global Learning and Training Platform, to give a vote of thanks to all the participants out here and all the speakers and trainers out here. Please, Shabana.
You're not audible, Shabana ji.
Yeah, I'm just unmuting. I was not prepared for a vote of thanks, so I just opened the list of all the speakers. But what I would really like to start uh, thanking from the speakers, of course, I don't have the list right now, but all the speakers, thank you so much for your, generosity and accepting the challenge. Because consciousness I know personally that for many of you was again, like you had to really work hard also. So accepting the challenge and sharing that wisdom with all of us, because it is a learning journey, including me. I also learned so many different aspects, from the scheme of consciousness to false consciousness to galactic consciousness, Mahakal consciousness, and all the ways how we can dig deeper into through consciousness, through breathing, what Vikrant shared, or through introspection, what Shivo shared. So it has been such an amazing journey. I'm really grateful. So, because without you, this festival couldn't have been possible. Thank you so much, Sonal and Vikrant and Amit, for coming and really adding some star element to our festival and sharing the wisdom also, because we are all in this learning journey and it is so amazing. So, and I would like to thank all the participants, because without you trusting us that we can do something like that, it wouldn't have been possible. So thank you so much.
And
And
our expert also.
yes, and our experts of the day, Harmeet ji, thank you so much for being here.
Anytime,
Well,
anytime.
and, uh, and many who are not here, Sandeep ji, Minu ji, and Minu ji
I
is here.
really am missing Sandeep ji badly.
Yes, he is again, he was dealing with some emergency, so he was traveling. So,
And Sonal also, who was really
yes,
a beautiful expert.
yes. So all the experts, we are truly grateful for giving us your time and sharing the lessons. And of course, it's not the last, but the most important part is Nupurji and Minuji. Thank you for pulling it together, because without you, I can't even imagine this being possible. So I don't know where you are. You have to come on the screen and share. And Minuji is behind the scene. Please come.
So I
And
am behind the scenes only.
so now you have to come forward. But
So
really,
Binji is unconsciously conscious.
yes. And we learned so much about consciousness, but I think we have still touched only the tip of the iceberg, and there is so much more to learn about this thing. Because I think each one of us here are actually a different consciousness. So I think it's an endless journey. So we hope this is we bring many more new learning in the future. And of course, next time we will try to have it more physical, so that we can have more exciting interactions that we often miss in the online environment. So Thank you so much. I don't have much to add, but I would invite Nupurji and Minuji to share.
Thank you, Shabana, for giving us a beautiful word of thanks. And with this, lots of firework. And next time, many more fireworks are going to come, and they are just blasting our conscious mind and subconscious mind. So remember and sleep with so many fireworks, igniting your inner brain, inner mind, and yes, giving you new energy and lots of love and gratitude for being with us on this journey. We are all together. Whenever you need us, we are all here to help you out, to create more magic, more fireworks, more sparks in the world. So with this, I
And
thank
also,
everyone. Yes.
Nupurji, also our participant, they need to share something.
Yes, of course.
I was
All of
looking for
you.
Asha
Yes.
ji because without her questions, no, every session is incomplete. So I guess she has left. I was actually looking for her
Asha
to
ji and
ask.
Sonal also.
Yes.
Both are full of
हमारी
questions and
bubbly
without
Sonal.
yes, bubbly सोनल के बिना तो काम हो ही नहीं सकता था हमारे फेस्टिवल का.
Yes.
And Harmeet ji with a serious outlook on life. Very
Yes.
like a wonderful
And
outlook on
whenever I
life.
see Harmeet ji, I actually, for a few seconds, I get very serious. So then when it goes, I get normal.
No. Generally,
But actually brings a new
because
flavor to everything.
ma'am, if you were doing this session in the afternoon, I'm telling you, I promise you, I would have made it very comical because by this time I get up at 4:30, so it's not the seriousness, it's just that I'm
With groggy eyes.
Chalo, we really
God,
obliged to you that
thank
you
God
stay
to
up for
clarify
us.
that. Every festival, whenever I see Harmeet ji, ना मैं थोड़ी देर के लिए थोड़ा serious हो जाती हूँ expression देके. मुझे पता चल गया कि वो expression नहीं है, वो feeling है.
नहीं ऐसा
And
नहीं है
Sheetal ji also.
So next time, Sonal, don't be serious. Actually, Harmeet ji is another helmet this time.
Yeah.
So nothing to be scared of.
Sheetal ji, where are you? Yes.
Yeah, I'm here.
Wow.
So we need
So
to
amazing.
thank Radha ji also. She's been a very regular participant, and Vineet Kumar ji. Both of them have been regularly supporting us. So thank you so much for that. And Vikrant came today, but he really held the floor for a good, gave us good lot of information. So thank you so much.
Also, Rajvin, our Rajvin is
Rajvin is our moral
Rajvin,
support.
yes.
Rajvin is our moral support. Totally, we depend on her a lot.
Rajvin, I really appreciate you because it is very late in your country and you are here with us with full energy, throttle, full on, and you have all the time some question ready with you.
I think we have added the
Yes.
Asha ji and
Asha
Vikrant
ji.
is quite
Excellent.
let's add
No,
it.
I really enjoyed this journey, but I just feel that every topic was just a little bit touched. It's such a lot of things to learn.
Yes.
If you have a few topics, but go in more details. So by the time at the end of the session, you feel that you've learned something. Here we are just getting a little idea of everything. So you can't go deeper within. That's what is my feeling.
Awesome. So next time we will go much deeper.
But I really enjoyed. I
Yes.
really enjoyed. Really enjoyed.
Yes, and Vikrant also, who really said a beautiful poem also, and about the other side also. Yes, you were here so beautifully. You explained so many things, and you participated with us. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for being with us. You are part of Mavin family. Okay, so never leave us. You are here to stay. And Radha ji, please come on camera, and Vineet ji, if you can come on camera, so we will be very happy.
I'm not able to add them because they are not on camera.
Okay. So with this,
Yeah.
we come to an
Yeah,
end.
Radha
Radha
ji
ji
is
here with us now.
Radha ji, please. Yay, Radha ji. It's so nice to see you.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah,
Radha
I'm
ji.
So
I
Radha ji, would
will,
you like to share? I think I will have to replace the spotlight.
yes.
I can't. Yeah, you have to unmute.
Yes.
No, you have to unmute.
Please unmute
Yeah,
yourself.
Brother, you're not audible. You have to unmute yourself. No.
We can't
She's not.
hear you, Radhagi.
She's not unmuted.
Please unmute yourself. No, 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 no. You.
Host can unmute.
Yeah.
Host
Yeah.
can unmute.
No, I'm trying, but I'm not able to do.
She'll
Just
have to
click on
accept
the
the
button.
request to
Yeah.
unmute. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. We can see your beautiful smile. And yes, you record your testimonial and send us to Mavin. We will put it up for everyone to listen to your views because we can't hear you. And thank you so much for being with us for all the 7 days. And we are very grateful and thankful to you. So with this, we come to an end, and not end, of course, never end. It is a new beginning. Always remember, this is a new beginning where we are going to start our new journey, to another spiritual festival, 10th spiritual festival, and we are going to celebrate with another new topics, another exploration, another travel to a new journey with all of you. Minuji. Minuji, please.
Shivanaji had an announcement to make.
Yeah, so you are going to make it, Minuji.
सीक्रेट चल रहा है कुछ यहाँ पर सस्पेंस क्रिएट हो रहा है
So Shivanaji has come up with a brainchild and she's going to bring out a Mavin Magic magazine, which is going to start from next month. And it will include articles from all our participants and trainers. So anyone who's ready to give and share their knowledge, you're most welcome to contribute towards it. And we're trying to bring it out in the first week of June. We'll try our best.
Yeah,
So
we
we
have
need all your
our
support.
page, but we don't know where it is right in the WhatsApp chat.
But this is
So we'll post
amazing,
it in the
amazing.
group.
A journey is already set to begin with our magazine, Mavin Magic. Okay, so all of you
Yes.
get
Lovely.
set ready with all your articles and send it to Mavin Magic, to Minuji, Shabana, or me, anyone on the group. And we are there to pick up your topic, pick up your article and publish it.
And we
Yes.
will share
Lovely.
that cover in the WhatsApp group.
Yes, please.
We are not able to share it here,
Very
right?
nice.
Yeah.
Yes. So with this, we come to conclusion of this festival with lot many new gifts and lot many new emotions, which are all held into us. Happiness, joy, consciousness, everything with a spark, like you can see in my background. And with this, we end and see you in our next festival with all of us, all three of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you very
ma'am.
much,
Thank you. Good
everyone.
night.
Thank